But as a Christian, there's one other thing. You see, I'm worried about my reputation, not because it's my reputation, but because I represent God. Christians call it our testimony. It's my ability to share Jesus with other people. And when someone accuses me of something, this is the scenario that plays out in my head. Okay? Person A accuses me of being a loser. Well, what happens if person A talks to person B, and person B now thinks I'm a loser? When I meet person B, I can't tell person B about Jesus because that person thinks I'm a loser. They're not going to pay attention to me, so I lose my ability to talk about Jesus. If person A says something negative about me, I have to kill person, get rid of person A or eliminate something so that my testimony as a Christian is preserved. Do you follow me on that? Here's David, and he doesn't do anything. In fact, look at the specific statement he makes. I went ahead and I printed it on your note sheet, but it's in the Bible too. It'd be better if you just looked it up there. But it says, David then said to Abishai and all his officials, "My son, who is my own flesh, is trying to take my life. How much more then this Benjamite?" You know what he's saying there? He's saying, my own flesh and blood is trying to kill me. Why should I be surprised if one of Saul's relatives wants to chuck dirt in my direction? What's surprising about that? Why should I be bothered by that? I've got much bigger things on my mind. I've got much bigger issues to deal with. And so he says, leave him. Leave him alone. And then check this out. David and his men continued along while Shimei was showering him with dirt. You see, this is the deal. David had a place he wanted to go. He had something he needed to deal with, and so to deal with it, he had to go to a specific place. And to get to that specific place, he could not be distracted. Here's a commitment I want to ask you to make. When it comes to moments in your life when someone might accuse you of something, here is commitment number one. I will not be distracted by the dirt clods of my enemies. And they will throw them at you. They will shower you with dirt. They will throw all kinds of stuff at you, but you have to say, I am on a mission. I have a job to do, and I'm not going to be distracted by all this dirt stuff that people chuck my direction. I'm just not going to let it bother me. I'm going to keep walking even though my hair's getting dirty. I'm just going to keep walking even though this curse is floating through the air in my general direction. I'm just going to keep walking because God's given me something to do. Okay, I've got another video clip for you. I thought this was funny. Check it out. It's similar. You'll recognize it.
I can't guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it. Hey, Doc, success. Everything's cool.
Great. I'll be landing at the school roof in about 1 minute.
I'll be there. Lorraine.
You don't mind, but George asked if he could take me home.
Yeah, great. Lorraine, I have a feeling about you, too.
Feeling too.
Hey, butthead!
Marty, you think that stupid disguise would get by me? Let's have it out. You and me, right now.
No, thanks.
What's the matter? Where you going? Are you chicken?
That's it, isn't it? Nothing but a little chicken.
Nobody calls me chicken.
Nobody calls me. Okay. The reason I showed you that clip is that when I first saw the movie, I thought, my goodness, the doc is coming back. He's going to be on the roof of the building in 1 minute. Just go to the roof of the building. Get back to your own time. Are you familiar with the movie? He's got this book in his jacket, and he's trying to prevent Biff from getting the book, and he gets knocked over, so Biff gets the book, and then they end up going through the whole thing, and it's even worse and worse and worse, and it all gets worse because the dude can't take a simple accusation because someone calls him chicken, and he loses perspective of the mission he's on. He's on a mission, and yet he moves away from the mission to deal with the loser. I mean, that's what we do all the time, don't we? We've got some type of thing that we're working on, some type of, job from God. Maybe he said, I want you to be a better person. I want you to learn how to love. I want you to learn how to be a great mom or a great dad. And yet then we somehow get distracted. Someone flings a little mud in our direction, and it's like, okay, I have to shut everything in my life down now so that I can deal with this. But no. What's a little mud? So what? David goes all the way to the location where he's going. He goes all the way to that city, and there it said he refreshed himself. Because when you get home, you can take a shower. You don't have to deal with the mud right now, so what if they throw it? Go home. Take your shower there. See, this is the deal. David knew something. He knew a secret that we have often forgotten. The secret is a promise that God made to Abraham hundreds of years before David. Almost 1,000 years before David, God had made a promise to Abraham. And God said to Abraham, I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. God's promise to Abraham was, if someone curses you, I'm going to deal with it. David knew that. David knew that because he was a child of Abraham, he could adopt that same promise for himself. If anyone curses David, God's the one who's going to take care of that. But the second promise was a promise that God gave to David directly just a few chapters before this, in 2 Samuel chapter 7. God gave David a promise where he said to David, I will establish your house forever. You will be king forever. In other words, God made this promise to David that he was the rightful chosen king. So Shimei, if he's accusing David of being in the wrong place, of not being the right king, or even that Absalom would take over the kingdom by force, he's just completely wrong. See, God had made a promise to David. And this is the gist of the promise. You can summarize it all down into the title for our message today. It's that God is my defender. God is my defender. David knew that. He knew that God was the one who would take care of all these things for him. Well, I want to move on. We're going to look at the